We're going to make a connection that you may have never seen before, and it's going to allow you to have everything you ever wanted in your life now and forevermore. You know, when I was really young, I would go to church every single Sunday. My family would bring me to church. And I remember sitting in the aisles and I'd listen to the gospel and I'd listen to what Father says. And some of the things I just could not understand. I could not fathom. One of them was, I remember the parish priest, he said, you know, if your tongue sins, if your tongue causes you to sin, cut it out. If your arm or your hands cause you to sin, chop them off. And so I don't know if I was fully paying attention, but I was getting really afraid, like, oh no, does this mean I'm gonna have to chop my hand off or cut my tongue out? You know, I'd get really freaked out. And another thing that I just thought was totally unfair was, you know, in the Gospel of Matthew, it says, those who have little, and those who have a lot, even more will be given. And those who have little, even that will be taken away. And that used to freak me out. I'm like, that is totally unfair. You know, why would God do that? Why would God do that? And then as time's going on, you know, I've looked into the Bible and I've looked into gospel and I've studied a lot of personal development and spirituality and philosophy. And, you know, gone to mass and probably paid a bit more attention. And what I've realized is that these lessons, these paradoxical lessons, are the secrets to the universe. It's the secrets to life. It's the secrets to how things are and how to be in good relationship with God. It's God revealing himself to us. And so this thing, which we're going to talk about, is the Matthew effect. And the Matthew effect, if you look on Wikipedia, it's been documented multiple times. Basically, those who have more is given to them. And those who have less, like even that is taken away. Like they just lose. When you talk about money, those who have heaps of money, they can invest into property, invest into stocks, and then they can actually attract more money into their lives. Those who, you know, have business or have had a lot of business before can start new businesses because they've got a lot of networks and they have more money and it just attracts more. Those who have more, you know, those who attract a lot of people end up attracting more people because everyone sees them as attracted. Like that's a really superficial kind of breakdown. But if you look down at the Matthew effect, it's very, very powerful and it's very well documented in many different areas. And so you might be thinking, well, I don't feel like I have much money or I don't feel like I have much in my life. You know, I'm stuffed, therefore I'm going to be on a spiral downwards and have less and less in my life. And that's, yeah, it's a totally fair claim. But, you know, that might not be the case at all. Here's the other thing. Throughout the Bible and throughout, you know, general wisdom, we're called to be grateful to God. We're called to be grateful for what we have. We're actually called to let go of our attachments and increase our gratitude. Now, what is gratitude doing? Well, gratitude is instilling and practicing. It's a practice. Gratitude is a practice and a way of being. It's instilling into your being that you have something to be grateful for. And so that the more that you are grateful, the more the presupposition and assumption occurs within your mind that you have something to be grateful for. And your neurons, they're neutral. Like you can program them any which way you'd like. And so by programming them for gratitude to God, gratitude to life, gratitude for all these beautiful things that you've been given, you actually develop a sense of having, of receiving. And so it's very, very common that, you know, you look at lottery winners, they are given a lot. They've given all this money, and yet their sense of having isn't fully cultivated. They just can't believe it and they spend it. They spend it and they give it all away just to match their sense of having. Now, it's also very common that maybe like bratty millionaires or bratty billionaires, you know, just start to lose their mind and start losing, and then they don't know how to actually be grateful, and then they lose all their family's wealth. And see, here's the thing, no matter where you are, whether you feel like you're lacking relationships, you feel like you're lacking in career, you feel like you're lacking in business, you need to find something to be grateful for about those things right now. Because the more that you're grateful for, the more things you'll attract to be grateful for. So the more thoughts you'll have about gratitude, and the more things outside of you will be brought into your life. It's a crazy effect, and it totally makes sense. You look at it from a physics perspective. What is planet Earth revolving around? It's revolving around the sun, right? So it is planet Earth, like it's far tinier than that on scale. This is just a representation. But essentially, the great gravity of planet Earth is being controlled by the even greater gravity of the sun. And basically, the heaviest thing, the biggest thing, actually attracts everything else towards it. You think about cities, right? Cities are a classic case. The city of Sydney attracts the most people to it in Australia because there's a lot of people. More attracts more. And so what you're doing when you're building a gratitude practice is that you're building more mass. You're building more things to be you're building in more of a sense of having. And so by doing this and knowing within yourself that you are having, regardless of how it's reflected on the outside, you feel and experience having, it actually makes you feel abundant. And when you feel abundant, you're able to receive things. You're able to receive things honestly, so you're not stealing or taking from anyone like you need it. You just receive it because you know that you have enough and you're receiving, and you're able to give things. So you're able to be generous, and being generous is one of the keys to creating awesome wealth. Knowing how to be generous is one of the most beautiful things and gifts that you can give the world and give to yourself in wealth creation, in serving and helping others, and in really creating a beautiful world and a beautiful life. So key insights here. If you want to jump on board on the Matthew effect, then start being grateful. Be grateful for what you have and watch how those grateful thoughts will expand. You will find more things to be grateful for. And then once you're grateful and you have a sense of having, you're actually going to attract the thing that you've been so-called lacking in your life. And the thing is, you might have already been given what you wanted. You might have been given your prayers. But if you don't know how to be grateful, you'll never recognize it. And that's just as bad. If you lived in a world where God was giving you all that you wanted, all that you'd asked for, but you just couldn't see it, you just couldn't recognize it, you couldn't make the link from your prayer to when God has blessed you with it in the right time, then you'll be cursed because you'll never receive anything from God because you'll never be able to see it within your head. But the more that you see how God blesses you, the more faith you'll have. And that's going to change your action. That's going to change your behavior. And that's going to take you to a whole new level of receiving beautiful things in life. And there's a little spiel for today. Thank you. God bless. This is Jacob. If you would like help in understanding this, contact me. I will help you. I will coach you. I will create a plan for you. And we can go through that together. But if you're not interested in paid services, contact me anyway. We can have a chat and I can help you out. Do not mind. I'm open to helping as many people as I can. And we'll leave it there. Thank you. God bless. Mwah.